students, but through training programs, we hope to counter these problems. So the competitive assessment is broken down to 3 categories. There's global, local, and indirect competitors. We listed them here, but I'm just going to talk about the main ones. So for global competitors, there's Six Flags and the Cedar Fair Entertainment Company. Six Flags, I'm pretty sure you're aware of it. It's all over the U.S. It's very prominent figures. They use Time Warner Universal Studios characters. So they have Batman, they have Superman, and they basically make attractions like that. Cedar Fair Entertainment Company, I don't know if you're familiar with Paramount Parks. They also do Dorney Park. They're mainly known for Cedar Point, which is in Ohio. Huge attraction in the U.S., and that makes a major threat to Disney because they can go abroad, and therefore, with their amount of resources, they will be a threat if they do end up going abroad. Six Flags actually has teamed up with Twitter. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right, but that's in Dubai, and they're actually building a theme park there, which is, Dubai is now a huge tourist attraction, so that might take away from our target market. Local competitors, the main one is Gangadam. It's part of the Sagar theme parks, and Shiv Sagar is actually a huge influential character in India because he created Ramayan, which is a TV series, a huge hit in India. Indirect competitors, cricket and the Taj Mahal. Taj Mahal is a huge cultural tourism spot for everyone, so if they visit India, they might want to go to Taj Mahal and not go to Disneyland, so we need to kind of pull them to Disneyland. Cricket is the second largest sport in the world, and it's a huge growing attraction for the Indian culture, and a lot of people are now participating in it. So those are the main competitors for Disneyland in India. The SWOT analysis is next, and just to hit on a few points, the strengths is the experience that Disney has. Everyone's aware of the Disney characters, the Disney culture, and that's what we will really rely on when we go into India. Weaknesses is really, this is a long-term project. Building a theme park we need a lot of time to do it and a lot of resources. There's needs a lot of dedication, and it's going to take a lot of time to build brand awareness in India and to keep customer loyalty. Opportunities is because India is the second largest growing economy, there's a huge potential for growth, and we need to take advantage of that and grasp that target market and kind of expand from there. Threats is Cartoon Network. Time Warner actually has been in India with Cartoon Network through a station called Pogo. Pogo was established in 2004, but from 2005 they've had English-speaking channels, and it's really an educational experience for the Indian children in its developing economy.
Our target market will be primarily India's rising middle class. In addition, we'll look to target international tourists and the diaspora population of India in the UK and the US. In terms of the rising middle class, they constitute 41%, or they're predicted to make up 41% of the population by the year 2025 and make up 60% of the buying power. Additionally, a large part of this segment is youth, and this number is growing even larger. Currently, there are about 50% of the population is under the age of 25, which is why we will be specifically targeting the youth right now to build our brand reputation and brand with them. In terms of the international tourists, this population has doubled in the past. The size has doubled in the past decade, and there's predicted to be 8.8% growth for the next 10 years. I forgot to say this, but in terms of the rising middle class, they're spending a lot of their money on leisure goods, notably, going out, clothing, and
For the market entry strategy, we plan to expand the media network, which means all the products and all the stationery that Disney has, we'll put it more out there and commercialize most of it so that people are familiar with Disney, and if familiar if they weren't before. And for the joint venture, we were planning on doing 2 joint ventures because of the size and scope of Disney in India. The first one will be with Taj Group, as Cecilia explained. They're very prominent in the luxury department, and they operate more than 60 hotels in India, in 45 locations, and 15 hotels in the United States. So they're well established in that area. The ITDC, Indian Tourism Development Corporation, has a great experience in tourism, and we're planning on joint venturing with them for the construction of the amusement park. Their expertise in construction and management of the hotel, transportation, and entertainment industries is their forte, so this is why we're planning on joining with them.
We do realize that entry into India is very complicated, and this is why we've decided to go in as a joint venture. There are many advantages to doing so. First of all, we realize that it would minimize risk and maximize potential by partnering with somebody who's familiar, who has local knowledge, and that way we'd be able to utilize the local knowledge and the resources and also gain consumer trust with a brand that's already established itself, especially one such as the Taj Group in India, which is known for its luxury hotels and has established its brand name as one of quality and one that is well known throughout the entire country and has also hotels around the world that would be very attractive for the international tourist or members of the Indian diaspora who are coming back, who would be staying in these higher level hotels. Also, Indian laws is very strict on foreign business enterprises coming into India, and therefore there are only limited ways in which we can enter this market, and therefore, based on all the considerations, going in as a joint venture is the most attractive for us. We do realize that there are some disadvantages, like the fact that we would not have sole control over the areas that we decide to joint venture, and also there might be diverging viewpoints based on the fact that there are the Taj Group and the Tourist ITDC are both very strong, and that we might have to compromise in that way. Also, in terms of our marketing mix, the place that we've decided to make our park is the outskirts of Mumbai. We do realize that infrastructure is one of the largest problems facing India today, and it will be a challenge. However, we have decided to address these issues in many different ways, such as with the public transportation system that will actually help to build the infrastructure in that area to the suburbs. We realize that the price, in order to adapt to the level of income of the majority of India's population right now, that we'll need to adapt for affordability because they have a low level of discretionary income. We'll make a modified uniform pricing strategy. We have to take into account many factors, also including the exchange rate fluctuation and inflation rates that make this market particularly different from other markets that we've gone into with our theme parks and resorts. We have different strategies for lowering the prices and distribution costs by using local people and companies whenever possible. Also, we do realize that we may need to adapt some of our products in order to reach this lower price point, although we are very dedicated to the Indian market and the Indian consumer, and therefore do not see this as a large problem. Park entrance, we have decided to make a price of $40 per day per park, including features like park hopping and premium packages that would add higher cost to reach the Indian market. We also would have other promotional offers that would lower this park, that would be able to get the word out to people who usually would have a lower price point and would not otherwise be able to afford it.
So we really now at 19 minutes. We have very little time for questions.
I want to talk quickly about promotion. So we plan to advertise